is the big picture of the types of ADR you can do. Now, what is ADR? Alternative dispute resolution. Alternative to what? Alternative to litigation. So that's the context. Okay? And so what's the alternative? Well, you can have direct negotiation where we can say, if we have a problem, let's you and I discuss it face to face, and we'll come up with a deal. And that has your maximum control over the outcome. See how this is dark, this line? So in a negotiation, pretty much you can do what you want, right? As long as it's within sort of legal bounds, you can have any deal you want. In terms of formality and predictability, very low. Anything can happen in a negotiation. Your offer can be rejected, it can be accepted, you can come up with a new offer. You can have anything you want. But let's go to the opposite end, which is litigation. In litigation, you don't deal directly with the other person. You deal with your attorney, and then they deal with the judge. That's how it works, or the jury. So, your control over the outcome, very, very low. Okay? It's not really up to you. It's up to the judge or the jury to decide whether you get the money or you don't get the money, you get pain and damages, or you don't get pain and damages, pain and suffering. And the process and formality and predictability is really high. The process predictability is high. You know what will happen, more or less, when you show up to court. What you don't know is how the outcome will show up. And that's really important to distinguish here. And of course, you have every shade in the middle. So let's take one back. You have arbitration, which is similar to litigation in the sense that you don't talk to each other, but it's much faster and less expensive. And so here you have an arbitrator, and the two parties talk to the arbitrator, present their evidence, the arbitrator gives them a decision, and the decision is often binding. Here we have mediation. Now this is a line between binding compliance, which means you're forced to do it, and voluntary compliance, which means you do it on your own. But in a negotiation, it's up to you. Do you want to talk to the person? If you want to say goodbye, you can walk away. Mediation is right here. Mediation, you've got all three arrows. So you talk to each other, and you talk to the mediator. And the mediator is this person in the middle to guide the conversation. And then here we have an example of conciliation, which really is kind of like an ombuds role. It's a peacemaker role. It's not exactly a mediator where you're talking about direct communication. Conciliation is a little bit different. Conciliation is someone tells you, you know what, I have a problem with so-and-so. Can you talk to them for me? You go over, sure. Hello, hello, hello. What about this problem? What about that problem? Go back, talk to them, and at some point you have some positive outcome. So this conciliator doesn't really have any jurisdiction over the folks, the people, just like the mediator doesn't. But it's a person who has they entrust them with some authority to help and settle.